Lobes with Requested, and I'm very happy to have you here right now. I'd like to introduce to you of iGuys Consulting, the host of this event, David Roybal. Come on in, David.
Oh, hello.
And we also have Sonny Mayugba, CEO of the Requested app.
Hi, everyone.
Right here. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy tonight's lessons on a night out with iPhone, how to find the best restaurants using some really cool hacks. And I'm going to stop talking and let the experts get going. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Before I get started, I want to thank Matt and Amanda.
I'd like to introduce to you of iGuys Consulting, the host of this event, David Roybal. Come on in, David.
Hello.
And we also have Sonny Mayugba, CEO of the Requested app.
Hi, everyone.
Technical difficulties. All right.
Okay, we're back. All right. Cool. So going back. I want to thank Matt and Amanda of The Trade here. You can follow them on Twitter, and their handle is @TradeCollab. Is that correct?
At The Trade.
At The Trade Collab. Very good. And the Requested app on Facebook. What's the website?
RequestedApp.com.
RequestedApp.com. Great. And before I get started, this picture, it's very cool. I did not take this picture. I want to make sure the person that took the picture gets credit. On Instagram, TK Crown. TK Crown. I don't know this person, but your photo was really cool, so I used it. So thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about how you can have a night out with iPhone to find some really cool restaurants. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. And before we get started, we're going to talk about me and who I am. So my name is David Roybal, and I am the co-owner of iGuys Consulting here in Sacramento. We call ourselves the Apple experts in Sacramento. We will help you with all Apple technology and integration in your home or business. So give us a call. Our website is iGuysConsulting.com. A little bit of my background. I worked at the Apple Store for 6.5 years. I was one of their geniuses. So if you ever went into the Apple Store at Arden Fair, I was there along with my business partner, Spencer. We worked as one of their geniuses. So we were there fixing the computers and helping you troubleshoot what was going on with your computer or iPhone. I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan. They play tonight, so all right, great. My favorite movie is Back to the Future. I can watch that over and over again. And I'm a frequent visitor of Disneyland with my wife. We go probably once a year, at least. Or we went like 3 times in 1 year. That means we average out once a year. All right, so what does a night out with iPhone mean? So we're going to be talking about finding new restaurants in Sacramento. Some of the apps that we're going to recommend, you can find other events, but this time for our purposes, we're going to be talking about restaurants. Okay, so the iPhone has some really good built-in apps, and we're going to talk about 4 of them. And that is Spotlight, Maps, Phone, and Messages, okay? And this is how we can get started. So first, Messages. Messages is the most used app on iPhone. This is data right from Apple. And it's the quickest way to communicate any plans that you try and make. So here's a normal message that I'll have with my wife. Do you want to go to a new place for dinner tonight? Yeah, sounds good. Do you feel like having anything in particular? Mexican food, American food? And you get the ever famous, I don't care where we go. All right. Okay, let the search begin. That usually means that they have something in mind, but they don't know until you give them choices. And actually, I wanted to back up. If you're going to go to dinner with a whole bunch of your friends, there's something really cool you can do. So normally you have everybody's name listed with individual conversations, but if you have, like right here, I have a conversation with a bunch of people. You can actually change the name of the conversation as long as everybody has an iPhone. What you'll do is you go into that conversation, choose Details, and I'm going to take a step back. And what you can do with people in this group is you can actually share your location. So you can either share your current location, like where I am at this moment, or if you choose Share My Location, it'll give options. I can share my location for an hour. That way your friends can see where you're at, what time you might approximately meet at the restaurant, or you can say share it to the end of the day, or share it indefinitely if you really trust your friends. And then if you scroll up to the top, you can actually change the name of this group. So here we call it Southgate Crew because we all live on the same street. You can name this whatever, and on everybody else's iPhone, it will show that name. So you can actually change something on somebody else's iPhone on what the group name is. So you can say Guys Night Out, and it'll change it on everybody's name. Again, everybody has to have an iPhone and with iOS 8. Pretty cool. All right, so Spotlight. Spotlight is really cool. It's built into everybody's iPhone, and what you do is you access it by pulling down from the center of the display, or of the home screen, sorry. This will search your iPhone plus any nearby locations and even news. So here's a quick little demonstration of that. So here I am, the home screen, and you just pull down from the center, okay? And I'm gonna type in a word like food. Here we go. And this is pulling up some map results, some news. I even have a contact with the word food, but if you type more locations in maps, it'll pull up food locations near you. You can see, here's some pins of just some close food restaurants, food places. All right, moving on. So within the Maps application, you can actually search a lot more things. So we're gonna try doing a Mexican restaurant, we're gonna try American food. Maps will search businesses that are near your current location, and tapping on the pin will give you more information regarding that business, and then even tapping on the name of the business will give you their phone number, website, and their times, their operating hours. So here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and search up here for Mexican restaurant, and it's a popular search of mine, so it's already populated. And you can zoom in and tap many of the different pins and see their ratings on Yelp, how many reviews they've had, how many stars on Yelp, and even driving directions. I'm gonna do American food. Do the same thing. American food, I'm gonna tap the option right at the top, and let's see what we get. Quite a few. There's Magpie Cafe, Ella Dining Room and Bar, Tower Cafe. These are all really good restaurants. And here's one, the Red Rabbit Kitchen and Bar. That's a very popular one, right? Sonny? Yeah. Ink, Eats, and Drinks. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on here. You can get the phone number. You can call them using your phone and see if you need a reservation. You can visit their homepage, and you can even see their address and hours. So this is all within the Maps application. This is all built-in apps that come with everybody's phone. But you know what's cool about the iPhone? Is that there are thousands of apps in the App Store that can help you do so much more than what the built-in apps can do. So we are gonna focus on 9 different apps, okay? Let's see what these 9 apps can do for us to help us find new restaurants in Sacramento. So we're gonna start off with the Sacramento Bee. The Sacramento Bee app will help you find reviews of local restaurants, current happenings around town, and even keep you up to date on local news, right? So here's a quick demonstration of what you can do within the Sacramento Bee app. So they have their menu right up here, and I'm gonna choose food and drink, and then choose restaurants. And within restaurants, you can get reviews from people from the Sacramento Bee, like here's Bacon and Butter, Midtown's Federalist, and here's 12 ideas for Father's Day. Now that was last week, so you can still use these ideas, and it doesn't need to be Father's Day to visit these restaurants. But the Sacramento Bee will be a really good place to start, just to see if there's anything going on in your community. Moving on. The next one is Yelp. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about Yelp. It started in 2004, 11 years ago. Ooh, okay. Yelpers, this is right from Yelp's website. They have written over 77 million local reviews. And in addition to reviews, you can use Yelp to find events and even talk with other Yelpers. So Yelp is a very popular app, and let's see what it can do for us here. So I know I was looking at Red Rabbit Kitchen and Ink Bar and Eats. And so here, within the app, you can just search restaurants. And this is what's really cool about the Yelp app, is you can just move your map into an area that you want to search and tap redo search in this area. And it'll search restaurants within that area. And then you can even fine tune your search and redo the search. Let me see if I can find Ink Eats and Drinks. Here we are. You can get a lot of information. So almost the same stuff that you get in the Maps app, except more. You get more photos and even videos if anybody's posted videos. You can get good reviews. It says they have really good Bloody Mary bar and even bottomless mimosas on the weekend. No, this sounds pretty good. Let's look at another one. Red Rabbit Kitchen and Bar, 639 reviews at 4 stars. That's pretty good. And let's look at these photos. They look pretty good. So you can see how in-depth the Yelp app is, especially with all the reviews. You can get a really good idea of where you want to go for dinner or for lunch. That is Yelp in a nutshell. They can do a lot more, but that's Yelp. Next is going to be Groupon. So Groupon is really popular for buying gift certificates for a certain amount to a local restaurant or a business. They offer deals on goods and local businesses. They even offer coupons that can be used the same day. Now, one thing with Groupon, sometimes you have to plan in advance to use a Groupon. So I know right now there's a Groupon for the Best of Sacramento party, which is actually in November. Usually with Groupons, they tend to be more in the future, not necessarily right at this moment, something to use. But those deals do exist. So here I am using the Groupon app, and I'm going to go ahead and search, see if there's anything for the Red Rabbit. And I don't see anything here for Red Rabbit, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm using this app just to see if I can find any deals. How about ink? I'm going to type in ink, but I actually literally get ink. I'm actually looking for the restaurant, not for ink cartridges. Within the Groupon app, I can search nearby and tap food and drink and see what businesses have deals going on right now. So here, I'm going to choose the one that says Pete's Restaurant and Brew House. That's pretty popular around here. And you can notice for $9.50, you can get $14 worth of food. So you're buying a $14 gift certificate for $9.50. But if you buy something that ends up being $30, you have to pay the rest of the amount at 100% of the total bill. So you are getting a deal on the $14, but then you pay the rest. So pretty cool. I didn't see the restaurants that I was thinking about. I was looking for the Red Rabbit and Ink Bar. So let's continue what we got going on here. Google Maps. Ooh, this is probably one of the leaders in mapping directions. So you can get walking directions, driving directions, transit directions, but you can also search local businesses. You can write your own reviews. You can reserve tables, and you can search popular locations around you. So this is probably one of my favorite things about the Google Maps app is this. Right when you open it, it'll find your location, and then down at the bottom, it'll tell you things that are happening around you down at the bottom. So if I change my map to be in Midtown Sacramento, it'll say what's going on around Sacramento. So if I just touch that, it'll say what's going on around you. And what's really cool, up in the top, you can say, right now it says noon time. I can touch it and say, I want something for this evening, because I want to go out to dinner this evening. And it'll load up popular dinner spots and even local favorites. So not necessarily chain restaurants, but ones that people have found that are only in Sacramento. And it's quite comprehensive. It's not like 1 or 2 results, especially for Sacramento that has a lot of food locations. So this is just a quick video of me going through a lot of the really cool restaurants and places that are around here. And along with the restaurants, like I said in the beginning, it's not just restaurants, it's museums, local happenings. If there's a concert going on, Google Maps app usually keeps pretty good tabs on what's going on around your city. So here I'm gonna go and search the Red Rabbit restaurant, kitchen and bar, excuse me. And here I can get reviews. It has a 4.4 star review here on Google Maps. And you can get hours when they're open. You can even call them. And then even get, the Red Rabbit has pictures inside of Red Rabbit. So you can almost take a small little tour inside of it before you go. I'm gonna go ahead and search the Ink Bar. Ink Eats and Drinks. And they have a 3.8 star rating on Google Maps. And again, you get the same type of information as far as what it looks like inside, street view, and any photos that people have taken of the food. So that's, again, in a nutshell, I didn't really get directions, which is pretty much the main focus of Google Maps when it first started. but now they're branching off into doing reviews and events in your city. So that's pretty cool. So next is Uber. Uber is a ride-on-demand service. You can use it to get yourself home safely after a fun night, or even get to your location or to your event wherever you're going. So this is a lot of fun just to see how much it would cost to go somewhere. So I'm going to put in my destination as Inc. Eats and Drinks, and you can actually get a fair estimate of how long or how much it'll be to get to this location. Here it says it's going to be between $6 and $8 to get there. All right, what about the Red Rabbit? There it is, kitchen and bar. And we'll get a fair estimate, $6 to $8, same thing. All right. Now, what's really cool about Uber is you can actually request a black car, so you can ride up in style. So let's get a fair estimate, see what that looks like for a black car. Oh, $24 to $30. All right, well, maybe I'm not feeling that cool, but it's an option within the Uber app. Pretty cool. So moving on. Well, actually, before I move on to this next one, which is OpenTable, ride sharing is really cool because you can get to your location, and if you plan on having a few drinks, again, you're not driving. So if you want to have fun and keep the road safe, ride sharing is a really good idea to keep everybody else on the road safe. So if you do plan on having a few drinks, use ride sharing so you can save some money and have a way to get home safely. All right, so OpenTable. OpenTable allows you to reserve tables at local restaurants without calling in. You do it right from your phone. And you can choose days in advance or even same night reservations. So here's me using the OpenTable app. And a lot of restaurants here in Sacramento use OpenTable to reserve tables. So I know some of us don't like calling in restaurants and like, oh, when are you gonna come in? 2 people, 3 people? Oh no, we don't have that time. That's such a weird conversation to have. But within the OpenTable app, you can just see when reservations are available. So I didn't see a Red Rabbit or the Inc. Eats and Drinks, so I'm gonna check Luca Restaurant and Bar, and you can see all the different times that they have available for 2 people tonight. And so I can just book it right here and then show up at that time and they'll have a table ready for me. It's really cool. You can even get a dress code, which I didn't see in of the other apps, but I'm sure it's there. So please correct me if I'm wrong if dress code wasn't part of the other apps. But that looks pretty cool. I'm still thinking Red Rabbit or Inc. Eats and Drinks. So moving on. Cash App. I probably use this 3-4 times a week. It's made by Square, and you can send money between your friends for free. So if you send $5 to your friend, they receive $5. If you send $20 to a friend, they receive $20. So now your friends really have no reason to not pay you back. You can, hey, you know that $18 you owe me? They have to run away from you so that they don't pay you. Because now with the Square Cash App, you can send any money that you want. You can even request money from people as well. So here's a quick example. I can type in like a number like 15 and say pay, and then I can type in who I want to pay. And this just deducts it right from your bank account. And again, it's all free. There's no service charge to use this at all. There are limits, so you can't, I think it's $2,500 a week you can send, something around there. Please double check that. But here's like $1,000 I can say requests from people, but they can always deny it, of course. But the Cash App, you can request money from people and even send money to people for free, which is huge. All right. And then Lyft is another ride-on-demand service. You probably know them from having their pink mustaches on their car. They call it Lyft is your friend with a car. So maybe you use Uber to get to your location, and then you use Lyft to get back home. So both of these services are available in Sacramento. Again, it's just another way if you plan on having drinks and you want to get home safely, use these apps to get you to and from your location. All right. Oh, here's Lyft. Just a quick little demonstration. So right when you open it, it has your location, and it tells you where all the cars are around you and roughly how long it'll take for you to be picked up. If you move the map around wherever the balloon is, that's where you'll be picked up from. So you want to make sure the balloon is actually where you are, or else they don't know where you are. All right. So the big star of our show is the Requested app. Requested allows you to name your own price for some of the best restaurants in Sacramento, Roseville, and San Francisco. And what's really cool, it was developed right here in Sacramento. All right, so let's learn about it. So I'm going to be pausing this a few times while we do this, just so we can get a really good idea of what's going on. So right when you open up the app, there's a few things here. So you have how many people are going to be in your party and when you're going to show up. So kind of like Open Table, you could see it's like you're making a reservation, but it's much different than Open Table. So let's take a look. So here's 2 people. I can change it to a party of 5, party of 1 if you want to. And then you can also change the time of when you're going to show up. And this is actually really important because different restaurants take requests at different times. So you want to make sure you actually put in the correct time of when you're going to show up. And when you do, you get a nice list of restaurants that support the Requested app. So here's Inc. I was looking at that earlier. And the more restaurants that you add, the better odds of actually getting accepted for a request. And what I'm showing you here, Alley Cats, I said I was going to come at 1:45. Alley Cat says they're not available till 3 o'clock. So if I wanted to go to Alley Cats using the Requested app, I'd have to wait till 3 o'clock to send a request for Alley Cats. So let's keep moving on here. And I think I was also looking at Red Rabbit. And there it is, Red Rabbit. So there's 3 restaurants that I chose. And before I go on to the request, your tip is also preloaded in the app, and that's here under Settings. And under Settings, you can preset your tip. And if you're feeling really nice, generous, 24%, or the lowest it can go is 18%, if anybody was wondering. I'm going to set mine at 20%. So let's go ahead and we'll start this request. So this is the fun part. This is what makes Requested so different from all other apps, is you can actually say, I want a certain percent discount off of this restaurant. So here it's set at 5%, but you can increase it. I want 10%. You can see how the colors change. So it was green around the 5%, and then it went yellow, then it starts to go orange. And if you go even higher, it goes to red. So that just means it's just a visual cue to see if you ask for 20%, maybe you have a little bit lower chance than if you were to ask for 5%. So it's just a visual cue. That's all that means. Now here's something really cool. Let's say Red Rabbit is slammed Friday night, right? And you're trying to impress your date. And you're like, I can get in this place, no problem. Using the Requested app, you can actually go beyond 0% and you say, I want to pay 5% extra. You know what? 10% extra, 15%, 20%. And maybe on that Friday night, you say, I want to pay 20% extra. There's no table available, but you say, I'm going to pay 20% extra. And Red Rabbit sees that you put that in, they're going to say, yes, come on in, David, right this way. So it's a hidden little feature within the Requested app. And one thing you'll notice is that when you pay extra, your minimum check has to be at least $40. So I'm going to move away from paying more, and I'm going to ask for a discount of 15%. Okay. And in this demo, I'm not actually going to send my request to these folks, but I did use requests today at the trade. So what happens after you send your request? So you will get an answer within 10 minutes. So you get a little timer countdown within 10 minutes. And if you don't get accepted, you'll just get a notification saying that nobody accepted your request. But within 10 minutes, you'll have an answer. And if they say yes, congratulations, your request is accepted, it'll come up on your phone or on your Apple Watch. You'll get a nice little notification. And then you'll even receive a text message with a voucher code in case they can't find it at the restaurant. But you just go in, and what does this mean? This means you go in, and so in this example, I ask for 15% of a discount. I order whatever I want, and then 15% is taken off the bill, and then I pay right through the Requested app. So I don't work with the waiting staff at the restaurant. It all goes through the Requested app. So even if you've forgotten your wallet, if your credit card is saved within the Requested app, it's all done right there within the app. So that's requested, and that's what it does. It's really cool because you can save money at some of the best restaurants within Sacramento. And luckily, we do have Sonny here, who was the creator of this app, and I think we can have a little Q&A session with him right now. Can we hit the lights so we can see us? Yeah. Come in. All right. Cool. Oh, wrong one. This must be mine. All right, Sonny. Cool. Hello. Thanks for joining us. So, how did you get this idea for Requested?
Well, first off, thanks for having me, and I think you should do all of our demos from now on because it was 1,000 times better than I did. So, can we work that out somehow?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Awesome. So, how did the idea of Requested come about?
Right.
Well, I'm a restaurant owner myself, and I was sitting in my own place, looking around, seeing empty seats during an off-peak time, which is very common. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I saw empty seats during off-peak time, and I thought, man, this is the time I would like to offer a discount to some customers and get them in for this time. Conversely, I was seeing Red Rabbit on a Saturday night. Red Rabbit's my place, as you know.
All right.
And I was thinking, man, if there's people that were willing to pay for a special reservation or any kind of increase, this is the time I would like to do it. So I was kind of thinking about that. And then the third thing is, we're on a block with a lot of different restaurants. And I realized that every merchant in the world has their right customer base. That's the really interesting thing, is that as a merchant, you think, when you're a new merchant, you think, man, I really want all customers. That's not correct. And the trade's a good example of that. It's not about getting all customers in the world. It's about getting all of the right customers. And so once I figured that out, I started thinking, it was really so from observations. And I thought, mobile and applications, is there a way that we could actually use real identity? So, connecting people's Facebook profiles or having people create profiles to connect these people to actual restaurant owners and managers. That really hasn't been done yet. And we wanted to create a really large group of regulars. That was our goal, was to say, how can we connect really great customers to really great merchants in real time? And that's where the idea came from.
That's so cool. I love this. And the fact that it came from Sacramento, that has such a great restaurant culture for food, especially farm to fork that's going on here, right?
Yep.
So any other tidbits that you have about Requested? It's here in Sacramento.
Yep.
Roseville and San Francisco.
That's right.
Great.
Yeah, sure. So a couple tidbits about the product where it is today. And if you're watching this in the future, because we live in multiple dimensions these days, this may not apply. So feel free to fast forward. So you actually went through it really beautifully. So I'll make this brief, but the hugest release that has come about from all of our learnings of bootstrapping it for a year has been this payment process. So as you can tell, asking for a discount or asking to pay a premium is really quite simple now. But that payment process is really just outstanding and exciting. And so the idea of the servers making sure that they get their tips, it's built in, just like an Uber driver.
That's great.
An Uber driver knows, I'm going to give this person great service because the tip's already there. It's already part of it. It's fantastic. So our server staff wins. The merchant knows they've got a guaranteed sale. They got butts in those seats. That's a win. And then the consumer knows they've either saved some money or got that table they couldn't get. So they win. So at the risk of sounding a little cheesy, it's a win-win-win. So it's really quite cool. We're rebooting right now and updating our network and building out Sacramento, San Francisco, and Roseville. Another 7 cities on the way. And then from there, global expansion.
All right. Well,
but one more thing.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be an iGuys workshop if I didn't just say, and one more thing.
And one more.
So for everybody watching and anybody watching in the future might want to try this, even if it's a year from now, feel free to use the code GENIUS. So I'll hold that there right now. So download the Requested app, use the promo code GENIUS in your settings. You can find your promo codes, and we'll give you $10 for free. So that's a free $10. So you should do it.
I'm gonna I'm going to do it right now. And to download this app, requestedapp.com.
Yeah, or App Store, just search.
Or go into the App Store and search for the requested app. Type in the word genius in your settings.
As a matter of fact, can you help us with some of those App Store merchandising and favorites, staff favorites?
That would be fun if I could do that. But what I can do is talk about your app everywhere. Again, iGuys Consulting, if you need help inside your home for all Apple products, or even with your business, you want to integrate Apple products into your business, contact iGuys Consulting here in Sacramento, iGuysConsulting.com. Matt and Amanda, thank you. The Trade, Sonny, thank you.
Thank you.
Demonstrate